What is up, XRP community? Welcome back to another video. Is the Ripple settlement confirmed? Major updates on the law case, as well as some interesting finds. I have a clip of JP Morgan talking about distributed ledger technology and innovation in cross-border payments. But first off, you've probably seen this around Twitter. Maybe you haven't. Judge Torres denies the SEC's motion to file an appeal, claiming that the regulator did not show that there were substantial grounds for difference of opinion. All right, before I break this down, if you guys need a spot to get XRP or Flare, I recommend Uphold. It's sleek, it's simple, it's secure. It's where I dollar cost average and buy my XRP and Flare daily. A link to Uphold in the video description below. Jeremy Hogan, XRP community attorney, says, the interlocutory appeal denied, which means the case either goes to trial in April or goes away. And this order allowed the judge to explain parts of her ruling even better, making an appeal much harder for the SEC to win. Disaster for the agency. And this isn't someone random talking. This is someone with extreme law experience. This guy's a partner at his own law firm. So let's break this down. She says here the SEC has not presented a pure question of law that could be decided quickly and cleanly without having to study the record. To the contrary, the court examined the totality of circumstances surrounding defendants' different transactions and schemes involving the sale and distribution of XRP. Order at 15, and ultimately found that the institutional sales were sales of securities, but the programmatic sales and other distributions were not. Programmatic sales referring to secondary sales. In doing so, the court studied an extensive, heavily disputed factual record and detailed expert reports. For example, Rule 56.1 statement contains over 1,600 purported facts, many which are disputed by the defendants, that would be Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, and cites over 900 exhibits. As stated above, the order did not turn on the fact that programmatic sales were sold through secondary market transactions to retail investors. Rather, the court concluded, based on the totality of circumstances, that an objective, reasonable programmatic buyer, that's you, that's me, was not led to expect profits from the efforts of Ripple. Unlike in Terraform, the reasonable programmatic buyer would not believe that the sales from purchases of all XRP would be fed back into Ripple and would generate additional profits for all XRP holders. Similarly, the undisputed record makes clear that many of Ripple's key promotional materials, such as the Ripple Primer, which states that Ripple hopes to make money from XRP if the world finds the Ripple network useful, and it obviously is, and the Gateways brochure, which states that Ripple's business model is based on the success of XRP. Order at 1920 were only distributed to institutional buyers and not more broadly to programmatic buyers. In other words, after a close examination of the extensive factual record and expert reports, the court concluded that the programmatic buyers did not have every bit as good of a reason as the institutional buyers to believe that Ripple, the defendants, would take their capital contributions and use the capital to generate profits on their behalf. Listen to XRP lawyer John Deaton talking about, and look at this right here before I play the John Deaton clip. Derivatives are essentially a type of investment where you can take leverage on an asset. You look at XRP right here. Bitcoin and Ethereum dipped in the past few days, and you can see that the volume of people trading these assets went down. Look at XRP, up 190%. Goes to show people are speculating on them with these derivative assets. Take a listen here to this great clip from John Deaton.
They can own and trade XRP all the way up to 2019. But Brad is reckless in not knowing that XRP is a security in 2015. Right? Do we really think that a jury is going to believe that they were reckless? No, of course not. And so all the leverage is gone for the right. The leverage the SEC has right now, Brad, is this: they do have a judgment, a summary judgment ruling for a significant amount of money on paper, 700 million in institutional sales. Now Ripple can challenge that, and in a remedies hearing, they could say, look, judge, ODL should be excluded from this period to this period, and judge, that represents half. I'm just picking these numbers out of my thin air, and now they've reduced it to 300-400 million. And then they say, well, you need to reduce these other legitimate expenses. And then maybe they can get it down to $200 million, right? The SEC's leverage is, as of right now, it's 700 million. Ripple's leverage is, let's go to trial. You're going to waste more money. And then we're going to appeal certain things if you appeal it and tie them up more. Or we're willing to come to the table and write a check if you say you're not appealing it, XRP is not a security, we can sell to institutions moving forward without you worrying about us and without you prosecuting us in the future, and we're going to IPO. And if you agree to all that, SEC, here's a check. Now, you and I could pick what number that is. I don't know. Is it 100 million? Is it 500 million? Is it 200 million? But I can tell you this, if it's $200 million, Gary Gensler would be able to get on TV and say, I held Ripple responsible and I helped secure.
So a great clip there from John Deaton. All of the leverage is gone. And the top response is, just so people are aware, the decision that XRP is not a security cannot be appealed. That is set in stone. This trial is for the individual executives, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. Now look at what JP Morgan has to say about this. Also, I talked about the massive growing U.S. debt. Look at what happened yesterday. $275 billion in debt in one day. The U.S. is absolutely spiraling out of control. I'm interested to see where this goes. Nothing like this has happened before in my lifetime. So this is from 801 XRP. And if you guys do use Twitter, follow me on Twitter. Link is below. Also join my Twitter community. The link is also below. If you guys find any good information, post it in the Twitter community. I really want to start pushing that. And I'm going to include your guys' tweets in future videos. So it's titled The Race to Rewire Cross-Border Payments. Now, disclaimer, XRP and Ripple are not mentioned, but that could be for a variety of reasons. Look at this information. Clearing and settlement of transfers between two parties. In the traditional systems, banks keep their own separate records, ledgers of all transactions. When a payment is made, the ledgers of the two parties have to be reconciled. With cryptocurrencies, there's a single digital ledger, the blockchain. One of my favorite sayings, men lie, women lie, the blockchain don't lie. Every time a transaction is made, it is checked against this shared ledger to make sure the participant has the required funds to complete the transaction. What makes blockchain unique is that it is distributed. Many computers hold copies of this ledger, and if a transaction is validated, then all copies are updated. That means if one ledger is tampered with, perhaps to fraudulently boost an account, it won't be consistent with the rest of the network, and the activity will be voided. With a single shared source of truth, transactions can be securely settled and verified in minutes, or in the case of the XRP ledger, seconds, without the need for a central arbiter overseeing proceedings. This is the future. We speculate a lot on the XRP ledger, but it's clear when you have massive financial institutions like JP Morgan talking about this document's literally titled The Race to Rewire Cross-Border Payments. Innovation is happening. If you can't see that, I can't show you. Guys, thanks for watching my video. If you made it to the end of the video, comment JP Morgan, or how about this? Comment your favorite bank of choice in the comment section below. It's the best way to support the video. Thank you in advance. God bless you all. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. Until next time, my friends.